I've been kind of running errands all day while James has been here at the shop working on 8 Sacred Paths FJ Cruiser. So let me show you where he's at here. So he's got the cap piece made here that goes in there. Check it out. Perfect. And then, so that's what the latch will grab onto, you know, the hook will be right here. And then he's got the end piece made that will actually go on the end of the tire carrier itself. Cougar House Fab swing gate. So that'll kind of sit there like that, you know, it's still just mocking up, putting it together. And then so that'll sit like that. He's got to put the front and the bottom on it still. But then that's kind of how the latch will sit. And this is super cool. It's adjustable like this. And then we're going to make the hook so it's that same width. So there won't be no side-to-side motion at all. And it's got this nice latch on it. You know, James will work it. I can't work it one-handed. So that'll be, talk about for safety. And then you go to latch it and it says, boom, latched. So that's a way higher quality product that was on here. And this had that weird swing from this side and swing from this side. So I think we're standing pretty good here. I think it looks really awesome. So James just has to make the front and bottom to the end piece. The latch goes on the tailgate swing here. And then he's got the spindle all welded up. Look how nice those look. That was a tack that was there. That's why it looks like that. And then he's got that welded to a piece of quarter. And then that, because that way it had to be spaced out away from this area a little bit, because, you know, the larger diameter of this part would, if it's like hitting in the corner. So James got it set up so now it sits like it's supposed to. Swing room. Such a higher quality product, you know, greasable real bearings and stuff, compared to the other one was just a polyurethane, like a hard poly, not even poly, it seemed to be like hard plastic bushing in there. So yeah, check it out. Not weird. That's actually metal. It just has grease rings in it. Terrible design. That's not serviceable, and that's a big part of why it was rattling around like that.
There's not even any grease zerks in here in this anywhere.
Ridiculous,
you
guys.
if you want.
You know, I don't want to bash on this company's bumper or anything. I just, this is why I don't like bolt-on parts at all. You know, having a Toyota, people will say, who built that bumper for you? Those Rock Sliders. Well, hey, I built it myself. Usually on a Toyota, you got to fab up everything yourself. It's Jeeps and stuff like that have every bolt-on in the world that you could possibly imagine. So, you know, that's why we're here doing this. If this was fabbed up really nice out of quarter instead of like 1/8 inch, this seems to be made out of. And maybe 3/16. It's just super, super thin. Bad design on the tailgate swing there, not greasable. So this will be super cool. We got that Northwest Fab Works spindle unit there, and then it'll be greatly combined with the Cougar House Fab swing gate here. So this is probably where we're going to leave off here, and then we'll continue working on this in the morning. So we'll catch you guys then. Hey guys, back on the FJ Cruiser this morning. We got the bottom swing gate piece made off camera, and James bent up his cross tube and then his tube for the spare tire. He got that all bent up. He just kind of did that off camera this morning because it's just a lot of work to do it, and he just wanted to stay working. So he's got those done. So what we're going to do here next is go ahead and kind of set everything where we want it, and then we're going to start notching some tube. And then we'll tack all those pieces on. And then kind of once it's all tacked together how we want it, that's when we'll actually fully start to burn everything in. So we're going to just get started here. Cue the music. Let's start notching some tube. Oh, before we turn the music on and start editing here, I wouldn't start editing. Video editing. I'm so used to doing it every night. We picked up a Milwaukee 1/2 inch drill here that we can have for a dedicated drill for our notcher. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, like I was saying, cue the music.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it.
Alright guys, that's how far we got on the FJ Cruiser this afternoon. And it's Cougar House Fab swing gate. Check it out guys. Not make you sick swinging the camera around. There's the base plate. You know, he's got to do the front and the bottom, but he's got to do the inside welding before then. And then he's got his jerry can mount, and then here's our main hoop. I think it looks pretty cool. I think it's a neat design. And then, you know, there's our extra support, and then we'll have our plate right here for your spare tire, for the 3 studs to actually mount on, and your spare tire to mount there. And then you just got to get these fully welded up. And then we're going to actually just go ahead and we're going to plug weld this latch and weld the sides of it. So it's going to be super, super strong that way. I mean, it'll never come apart, and it's got a rebuildable shaft right here, so if it ever has to be, that can be taken out. And that's easy to re-weld something like that on in the future if that ever has to be removed and changed out. But something like this, I really don't see this being changed out until the, like, I don't know, 10 years or the next owner gets it or something. So, but yeah guys, so that's how far we got this afternoon. I mean, it looks pretty good. We're pretty stoked about it. So tomorrow we just have to come in here, fully weld it up, and then test fit it on the truck, and then we'll take it back off, paint it with some VHT chassis paint, black paint, and then the other side pieces where the bumper is the, like, it's like bedliner style, but not quite. It's like textured paint. It's not really bedliner, but I've got some 3M like inner fender well spray can stuff that we can spray on those end pieces, so that way it blends in right. It doesn't look funky from where we cut the bumper. But yeah, so we'll start welding this in the morning, and we'll see you guys then. Hey guys, back at the FJ Cruiser this morning. So far, James has gotten the whole thing welded up. All welded together. Now he's getting ready to put on his plate here off the other bumper. There's no reason to cut out and make another one when there's nothing wrong with that one. And that's what will mount the spare tire. And then we're going to make some hooks right here. CNC cut them, weld them on for that to hook around. That's so good. I love how nice that latch works. And over here, see our Northwest Fab Works spindle carrier all on there nice. They're really nice billet aluminum cap. The only guys that have them like that are them. So yeah. So we're going to get that piece welded on there for the spare tire to actually go on. And then we're going to go ahead and clean up and paint these areas with a little bit of wheel well 3M paint. Textured paint stuff. Underbody coat. Undercoating is what its technical name is. And then Eric is going to go ahead and spray this himself, because he's got a shed that he can actually paint this in, because he's got to, you know, Scotch-Brite it and then paint it with some VHT black chassis paint. But I don't have any empty sheds around here to really paint something in, and but he'll set it up in his shed and stick a little space heater in there, so it'll warm it up to like 70 degrees, so the paint will actually stick nice and cure nice. So alright, we're gonna go ahead and get these parts welded on here and button this bumper up. Alright guys, Rick asked us if we would put his factory receiver back on so we can put, you know, a pintle hitch in it or a factory square receiver. So we're going to take off this aftermarket one that came on the bumper that's only a pintle, and you can't, you know, change it out to do anything with any trailers. So that'll be cool to get that changed up for Rick here. Make him a lot easier to use, so we can use it for towing his little garbage trailer or towing his sea-doos around. He can change out his hitch now. So we're going to go ahead and unbolt this one, and then we have to notch out the bottom of the bumper a little bit up so that piece can sit up in it, and then we'll get it bolted on. Guys, we tried putting Rick's factory receiver on there, and the way this bumper is set up, it's pretty much against the rear cross member and all the way up. And we thought we could just trim the sheet metal of the bottom side of the bumper out so that would go up, you know, 1/2 inch and fit on the holes, but it's just not happening. To do something like that, we would have to order up some receiver square tube and actually cut that open and insert it in there, weld it in, and actually weld a bracket in there. So that's going to be a little more labor intensive than we thought there. So I'll talk to Rick about that and see what he thinks. If not, the next owner, because he's going to be selling this to one of his friends, and then she wants to 3-link it and 4-link it with coilovers. So that's going to be super cool. We're really excited to do that. So at that point, we'll ask her if hey, do you want this kind of a style receiver, or do you like the pintle hitch for off-roading? So our next part here, we got I got to walk over to the snorkel. The snorkel doesn't fit. It needs to be heated up with a heat gun a little bit here. Check it out. This part right here. So this needs to be heated up with a heat gun a little, and then we can put the bracket that goes here and put some nutserts in and actually bolt that bracket on, but it doesn't, you know, see the big gap there. So we gotta heat that up and go ahead and mount that piece. So we're gonna go ahead and get that piece done now. All right guys, another thing Rick asked James and I to do to finish up the FJ here is to wire his winch in for him. You know, him and his son Eric mounted it up and stuff, but they brought it to us to go ahead and put in the switch box, hook up its powers, and mount it. So we're gonna go ahead and bolt on all the power leads, and then we'll bolt the bracket on that holds on the little plug-in, and then I don't know, module box, plug-in box. It's what you plug your solenoid switch, your solenoid box. Yeah, there you go. That's what you plug in your switch, and you run your cable up in your cab. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Not super hard. Alright guys, well, we tried to mount the winch module thing, but this, I don't know, this winch wasn't designed for this bumper. So that module, you got to cut out a bunch of the bumper here, or, you know, if it was my truck, I would run the module extender and put it in the engine compartment back there. That's what I have in the tan Foreigner, the Dune Foreigner. And then we'll get that wired in for Rick. But then we're also going to put together the snorkel, but to be able to put this snorkel on or attach its bracket, we have to take off the fender flare and then take off the plastic parts under the fender to get to the snorkel, pull the snorkel off, and then drill our holes for this, mount the bracket, or nutsert them, mount the bracket. It'd be like 5 or 6 hours of work. So I'm gonna let Rick know, hey, that this is something you and Eric can do at home. You can just take this all apart and mount that bracket, take a heat gun to this, super easy. But yeah, so that's where we're now. I'm going to talk to Rick this evening, and then we'll finish up the episode working on the FJ Cruiser tomorrow after we're totally buttoned up. So we'll catch you guys then. Rick picked up the FJ Cruiser a little bit ago with Eric. They were super happy about it. Everything worked out great with it, how they wanted, the spare tires where they wanted, and we were even able to have it mounted high enough that where you could use the stock license plate location again, so its stock lights could also illuminate it, so you don't, because it was like zip tied to the jerry can holder. So they were pretty ecstatic about it. And then I ran after work and got a haircut. I feel so much better. It's been weeks. I've just been so busy at the shop and doing stuff. So now that that's done, we're gonna, on the next episode here, we're gonna get on Rick's Silverado here. We dropped off the axle at the end of the day to Triple C's, and they got the thing sandblasted for us. So Monday morning we'll be able to pick that up and then get it in here and be able to put our unit bearings on, so we can start fabricating on it. Because actually there's been a new development. Rick wants to go ahead and powder coat everything, because when you powder coat stuff, it's not necessarily going to scratch off as easy as paint, so he really doesn't have to touch it up. But we might not just do a bright color, we might just do more of a, like a gunmetal gray or a gloss black or something on the suspension. So we're going to go ahead and just put the unit bearings on, so that way we have those new parts to mount the wheels, and we can have the axle sitting where it's supposed to go. And then we'll go ahead and start fabricating on that truck and start making its front link arm mounts and start making its radius arms. So we'll catch you guys in the next episode when we start working on that here, guys. And then Rick also dropped off a dual battery kit and a set of Odyssey batteries, the O's. That's why I always say it, Optima Odyssey. Cut me some slack. And we got those, and then we got an ARB fridge and its wiring to put in the back too. So we'll show you guys that here in the next episode when we start working on that truck. Thanks for watching today, guys. Thanks for all your constant support as always. To all the new subscribers, please hit the bell, so that way every time I upload, you guys can get notified. I mean, YouTube changed that a few months ago, or actually like last year, but they're changing little things about it every so often now. So you always got to make sure that's highlighted, because it's always being refreshed. I mean, I'm seeing that with a lot of my subscribers. And then, thanks for your constant support as always, guys. And if you like Cougar House Garage, you like what we do, check us out at cougarhousegarage.com. Check us out at Facebook/Cougar House Garage. And then we are Cougar House Garage on Instagram, guys. Follow along with all the projects there, and we'll see you tomorrow.